All right, I just want a brief shout out to parents who've adopted children. This cuts near and dear to my heart, and I wasn't adopted, but let's just say I know people who were very, very close to me. And I think I was just talking to my daughter's driving her to school with one of her little friends, and we're just kind of reminiscing about some people that are close to the family, and it's just, it's amazing when you think about it. Like, if those people weren't not conceived, but weren't brought to fruition, if they're aborted, I mean, how many other aspects of humanity would have been lost? And I just, you think about it, like, let's just say someone you know and love has maybe got pregnant when they're in high school, and maybe they shouldn't have and whatnot, but maybe they have a religious conviction, or their parents do, to have them, this isn't me or my wife or anything, but let's just put, I don't want to go any further than that, but it's not my daughter either. I mean, it's not nothing like that, but it's just people who are very near and dear to our heart, who are living today because, in terms of Catholicism, said all human beings have dignity. And I just, it breaks my heart to think of, if these people weren't around today, how much worse the world would be. And this goes back to Catholic teaching, and that's all I know, but about human beings. Each individual is made in God's image, and each individual is loved. And when you hear this stuff of the overpopulation and things of that nature, it's anti-human, it's anti-humane to say that the world needs to have less people, because who are those less people? That's someone's daughter, that's someone's son, and I just, not to have an abortion, but to actually say a mistake might have happened, but to bring the child, who is the essence of God's beauty and dignity, to term, and hopefully find a person or a family to adopt that child. I just think it's one of the most biggest sacrifices a woman can make. Because she's literally raising this child for 9 months and then gonna essentially give him away. I can't imagine the sadness that would go into that, and it'd be so much easier just to abort. But the level of, oh man, it's gonna make me teary-eyed. The level of dignity to the human being that woman sacrificed 9 months, and potentially even more than that, because we know society still looks down on people who have babies out of wedlock. We know that society still, and I hate to say society, because society is just a collective group of individuals, but and I hate saying that, like, society says this, society says that. I've always hated that. Society is nothing other than a collective group of individuals. You say this, I say that, combine that society, but still, don't be part of society. Don't look down on women who have children out of wedlock. Don't look down on women who say, I'm going to bring this baby to term. Don't look down, or don't do things, there's no big deal, just have an abortion. Society can say whatever the hell they want. But you, as a unique individual human being, I don't care what society says. What do you say about it? And we know that there are some things that are good and some things that are bad, that you're going to have to take a stand to go against society. And this has nothing to do with abortion, like, should we make a law? That's beyond the scope of this. I don't care. I care for the fact that the dignity of a woman to bring a child to term, knowing full well that's going to set her back in her emotional state, in her financial state as well, and maybe even her familial, whatever it is, state, because of, I can't believe it, Jenny, you did this, or Joni and blah. The dignity that these women should have attributed to them for bringing children to fruition when all things were stacked against them is, it's stunning to me. And I cannot stress enough how grateful I am for these people, these women who do that. And I say women because they're the ones got to carry the kid, not me. And I'm not. Just think of the lives who've been changed because that child was born. It goes downstream to more than just that one individual. And the woman who had the baby and had to sacrifice to give it up, man, I hope your life changed for the better. I hope it didn't change for the worse. I hope you don't have guilt-ridden that just held you back. I hope that wasn't the case. I hope people didn't look bad on you like they used to do in the old days, that held the Victorian days, like, oh my goodness. I mean, and it wasn't just Victorian England, it was the U.S., and to some degree still is. I can't believe it. I hope that didn't happen to you. And for you who are adopting children, man, I hope, God bless. You are a savior. You know, obviously not a savior of Jesus, but you are a savior to humanity, to show that that child is unique, made in God's image. Jesus died for that child. And when they say, well, you know, they could be born in poverty, man, so what? What is poverty? I mean, poverty today isn't anything like it was 100 years ago, never mind 50 years ago. So poverty is just in the minds of the beholder. Anyway, I think as Christians who believe in God's grace, who believe in the sanctity of life, and not as a political punching bag, but rather as the true joy of humanity, of a baby, I think it would do us right to recognize that there's an easy way and a hard way, and we're advocating the hard way. And most of the pro-life people I know they're not sitting there holier than thou. They're not. I mean, we get looked at like, oh my goodness, in the media and stuff. That's not the people I know. I mean, I'm sure there's some a-holes out there, but the people I know, we know we're sinners. We know we've made mistakes. And we know only but through God's grace can we be forgiven. And God has provided us that grace if we just take it. We know we are sinners. That's why they say, I'm not perfect, I'm just forgiven, because we know. So we have no judgment on any of you out there at all, regardless of what decisions you make. We got no judgment, man, none. But we also know that each human being has a spice or the glimmer of God's benevolence, and each human being will have a life that can lead to just untold happiness. And I think we need to do a better job of recognizing the politics behind this is secondary. It's not even tertiary. I don't even know what comes after tertiary. It's the emotions that drive decisions, and the emotions for our side are tough because there is a sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice. And I don't think we should just poo-poo that. I think we need to recognize it's a huge sacrifice and appreciate the women who do that, make that sacrifice, and appreciate the families, be it women, men, couples, I don't care, but who take the sacrifice of another into their own and sacrifice their own selfishness, essentially. Because once you have children, you can no longer be self-serving. You can't. You have to serve the child first and foremost. And that's where I think, again, our side when C.S. Lewis talks about this, the church, people in the church has done more to hurt the church than freaking Satan and his followers. I mean, just think about it. A same-sex couple wants to adopt a child, and we would say, no, we can't do that. Inherently, what does that lead to? It leads to less people being able to adopt. That means more children not having a family to go to, which means more encouragement to abortion. Man, I don't have all the answers here. Being a human is a tough thing. There is no black and white. There's one black and white. Socialism is evil. Communism is evil. Capitalism is better, but capitalism isn't pure. The only thing that's pure is the one who came before, and that's Jesus, the Lord. That's Jesus, the Lord and Savior. Man, I don't know. I just think about my daughter. I just feel like yapping here. Thinking about the lives that were benefited from people being born, the souls they touched. If that did not happen because of sacrifice of a lady, and I hope these women know the sacrifice that they've done, And I hope they forgive themselves, and I hope they recognize that. I just hope they can forgive themselves for giving up what was theirs. I mean, they raised a child and they gave it up, and I can't imagine the feeling of that. I can't imagine the shame. I hope they recognize no shame, nothing but glory, nothing but respect goes to those women. And I hope they can get, because think about it, you raise a child and you have to, or you don't, I mean, whatever, but you give it up. That's got to be tough. That's got to be tough. But man, just recognize, please, that I can't think of a more self-sacrificing service than that. I can't. And I hope you, if that was you out there, Mrs. Ma'am, nothing but respect. And I'll start crying because that's the Irish side of me. The German side of me says be dignified. Or I guess I don't know what that is, but nothing but respect, because you've done more for humanity than I can, for sure, because that one trickle of humanity, as the butterfly effect, has sprouted the waves of love and joy that you can never know. All right, we'll see you.